Good morning, everybody. How are you all doing? Coffee made me the man that I am today. And by that I mean bitter, jittery, irritable, and prone to really nasty headaches if I don't get what I want. Hi, Jason. Since I came out about 2 years ago, I've been a top. And I've grown to like that, as there never seemed to be enough tops. Probably true, actually. About a year ago, I bought a small, vibrating anal toy, and after a year of trying, wow, I finally managed to use it. Now, I find that I liked it, and now I'm worried that I'm going to be a bottom, which is funny and maybe a little silly. I mean, I like topping, and I love nothing more than meeting a guy that loves getting fucked. So I have a dilemma on my hands. I'm having trouble seeing. Maybe it's nothing, and I'm worried for no reason. Whatever the case, your thoughts are welcome. Oh, P.S. I've been told on a few occasions that I'm a cub. I get told that a lot, too. Which I'm assuming is some set of the bear community. I don't know what that means, but do they usually bottom? Can we please stop trying to emulate straight people, as in, well, you have to be one or you have to be the other, or you have to be this, you have to, and if you're little, I get so sick and tired of being told that I'm a mini top, because I shoot myself up, but I'm really short. I'm freakishly short, not that there's anything wrong with that. Here's the deal. First of all, as far as liking getting your ass played with, I remember, and this goes back about 6 years ago, so I was living in Canada at the time, and it was just before Christmas, so not quite 6 years ago. And me and my buddies were all hanging out at the local British pub, drinking beer and eating fries late into the night, like you do. And we had to go outside and smoke, which I think is like really un-Canadian. Because we should. There are three things that Canadians should be able to do indoors, and that's drink beer, fuck, and eat cigarettes, smoke cigarettes. It's just a thing. I don't really smoke anymore, but when I did. Anyway, so we're standing around there, we're having our cigarettes, we're like, the way that you do, and my friend looked at me. He goes, "Jason, I gotta tell you something. My girlfriend, she started sticking her fingers up my ass while she was blowing me recently, and dude, it feels really good." And I'm like, yeah, I know. And he goes, "No, you just have no idea." And I look at him and I'm like, "Oh, you remember who you're talking to, right?" He's like, "Oh, right, yeah." He goes, "No, like I really like it a lot. It's kind of freaky." And I'm like, "Did you think that gay guys do that because it doesn't feel good? Like, why did you think we discovered that?" I know the ancient Greeks technically discovered that, but I'm claiming it for us. Anyway, so I thought that I was being a really cool, good gay buddy, because all straight guys need a good gay buddy. Another role that we can fulfill. Anyway, so I got him this dildo. It was a really cool one. It was silicone. It was kind of soft on the outside with hard on the inside, kind of purple. If you were ever a member of Frat Pad, it was exactly the same kind that I bought Jaden when he suddenly decided that he might be gay. So cool. Anyway, so I gave it to him for Christmas, and he had the most horrified look on his face. And then I sort of just went, "Listen, if you don't like it, wrap it up in newspaper, throw it away, pretend it never even happened. But just try it." Well, about 5 or 6 days later, like sort of around New Year's-ish, we saw each other, and I'll never forget it. He walks into the house, right? So you're me and I'm him. He just kind of walks into the house, takes a look at me, and goes, and I got a bit of a chubby, and I felt kind of bad because he's, like a really close friend and all that. But the point is that even straight guys who have no interest in men whatsoever like it up the ass, because it kind of feels good, you know? And a lot of straight guys have this really bad thing about it, because they think that it takes away their masculinity. And it's something that I've noticed with a lot of gay guys recently, is that they get all freaky about the fact that they kind of like their ass played with. And then they're suddenly like, oh, does that make me a bottom? And does that mean that I'm like a girl? And it's like, shut up. Real men play with their ass. We do it because it, you know, it feels good. I mean, here's the thing. I'm like a dedicated top because I would much happier climb to the top of the mountain and plant my pole. It's the dynamic of bottoming is just something that I've never really enjoyed. It's something that I've never been able to get into. I've tried many times. Believe me, a lot of guys have tried. I just never really liked it. But I still do brag about the fact that I stick a butt plug up my ass and go riding on my motorcycle. And it's one of the reasons why I show up to work with such a big smile on my face. It's also why I like bumpy roads. So I guess my first piece of advice to you is just because you have discovered that your body comes with this really cool built-in thing, it doesn't mean anything. It's nothing to get worried about. If you like to get fucked, great. There's absolutely nothing wrong with bottoms. If it wasn't for bottoms, I'd have nowhere to stick my dick. But, you know, if you're like me, you're just kind of naturally a top. So it's just kind of the way that it's going to work. It doesn't... It doesn't mean that the basement button isn't there on the elevator. You know what I'm talking about? You just don't use it very often. And then the final bit, which is you get called a cub, which is basically sort of a bear, but a boyish bear. I get called a cub, which I find kind of funny, because I get called a cub by guys who are like 15 years younger than me, which I still find it's kind of baffling. But no, like guys like in their late 20s, who are clearly bears, like the big, manly, strapping, hairy guys, and they'll look at me and you go, oh, you're just a little cub. And I'm like, dude, I have pubic hair older than you. But, you know, whatever. So basically it's sort of like a boyish bear. And I don't really think I'm boyish at all, but whatever, I've gotten called worse things. And then you say, does that mean that they usually bottom? The great thing about being gay is that we have absolutely no physical boundaries for our social rules, which means that if you want to be, like me, 5'6" and a dedicated top, you are absolutely allowed to be 5'6" and a dedicated top. If you want to be the size of Hulk Hogan, 7 feet tall, 300 pounds of solid muscle, and all you want to do is roll over on your belly and let the boys line up and take their turns, absolutely, even better. That's yet another reason why it's better to be gay, because we can do whatever we want. So you don't have to assume that just because a guy is maybe a little more effeminate or a little smaller or a little younger that he's a bottom. And you don't have to assume that just because a guy looks like he could pick a Mack truck up, hold it over his head, and heave it somewhere, that he's a top. We don't have to adhere to any kind, because we, like I say, we don't have any physical boundaries. I mean, like when you look at a straight couple, you know who's fucking who, right? I just got a message. I don't know if you heard that, but that's basically it. I think I'm going to ride my motorcycle to work today. Keep asking me questions.